Guys, Iowa mining here. So I got three things to talk about today. One is I'm deploying these ASICs. So these 5 here, 4 of them are from one client. They're actually from a different hosting company that you can kind of tell by the dusty ones. They were just getting too hot. They're in Texas. They weren't lasting. So client sent them to me. Those are the dusty ones. And this DG1 Plus, that was a guy, he had it at home. He needed it out of his house. So that's what that is. And then we got the brand new S21 Plus. So we get that one deployed as well. So that's nice. We're gonna put brains on it. And he has another one already on brains pool. So we're gonna put brains on that and get that going. And that should be good as well. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here tonight. And kind of exciting. You know, I have ASICs come from other hosting companies. This is not the first time I had something come from this company, but you know, that happens, and that's just part of the game. And I'm sure at some point I'll have someone that leaves me and goes somewhere else. That's just part of being in business. You know, that it is what it is. So not a big deal, but that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I want to talk about is I've seen this, and I haven't looked at it too much, but I wanted to give another option of what it could be. So there's going to be a difficulty change here in 2 days. So Bitcoin difficulty is going to drop. It was up to 9%. I think it's down to 8%. But the difficulty is going to drop here in a couple days. So the next, 2 weeks worth of mining, or I think it's 1,400 blocks, whatever the rule is, it's going to be way more profitable, 8% more profitable for all the Bitcoin miners. So that'll be good. But people are saying the reason for the drop in hash rate was because of the attack on Iran. And why that could be plausible, I have nothing that says it's not. I want everyone to remember, in the last 2 weeks, the US had a huge heat wave. And a lot of miners are in Texas. And a lot of miners are incentivized by ERCOT and other power companies to turn off when it's really hot. And so these big boys with huge farms in Texas, when it was 100+ degrees in Texas for a week straight, they were incentivized to turn off. And they probably just turned off anyway because they don't want to burn up all their machines too. There's a part of that's true as well. So that also happened during this last difficulty period. So I think that is more likely than everyone think, oh, it's attacking Iran. Iran had, a bunch of miners, and it so happened that that's what it was. I haven't seen anything that pointed towards that other than the timing. But I think more likely, because this happens before, this happens every year during the summer, miners in Texas and other hot areas get paid extra, or they get, or their electrical cost goes up so much that it's worth it for them to turn on for a day, for a week, whatever the case may be, depending on what situation's going on. So it's happened before, it's going to happen again, and that's the beauty of Bitcoin mining. If you have a huge farm and you're mining yourself, and instead of, the 5 cents or 6 cents or 10 cents or whatever you're paying for electrical, all of a sudden that goes up to 15 cents or 20 cents and you get paid, or you're paying twice as what you normally would, you're going to turn off. That's normal. That makes sense. Or they actually pay you to turn off. That is the thing too. They actually say, hey, you turn off your power, we're going to pay you X amount per power. It's not as much as mining, but it's not zero. And you can save your miners from burning up. That, as a self-hosted miner, where all the machines are yours, that makes complete sense. So I wanted everyone to kind of think of that and keep that as an option, where that makes more sense than Iran having a ton of miners. I mean, that just seems ludicrous. So not that they don't have zero, but that they have 8% of the hash rate. Yeah, right. Come on, guys. So that's just something I was, I thought of, and I thought that made more sense. And so the third thing I want to talk about is there's a lot going on with Iowa mining. There's a lot going on here that between now and the end of the year. So we're almost halfway through the year. We're almost at July 1st. It's going to be a lot different between July 1st and January 1st for Iowa mining. We have a lot of things going, a lot of things in play, and all good stuff, all exciting stuff. But yeah, we're not quite 2/3 filled. Okay, you can see there's a lot of miners. I'm plugging that hole, by the way. That thing's getting plugged. I can just feel the hot air just getting sucked back in. But yeah, we got a lot going on here where this thing's getting filled to where it's like, okay, what are we gonna do next? And so you kind of, you know, put 2 and 2 together, guys. You know what's kind of going. And so we're actively looking at and working on getting answers for and making plans for the next step. So very exciting. A lot going on. Not much is gonna change. You know, I'm still me. I'm still the one who's gonna be doing all the messing with the ASICs. Everything's still gonna be the same. It's just there might be some more room available. So that's what's gonna change, hopefully, between now and the first of the year. And yeah, we're very excited about it, and it'll be some benefits for my clients when that time comes as well. So we'll see what happens. So that's the third thing I want to talk about. Otherwise, I mean, Bitcoin's doing okay. You know, it went down there for a little bit. Now it's back up, and it's fine. If it stays above 100, I'm not too worried about anything. You know, all these miners are are making enough to warrant it. You know, you can't expect 150 overnight, so that you can't, you know, that'd be just perfect, but you can't expect that. But everything else is going good. We had a lot of hot weather. We made it through just fine. We got new filter on the way to get this thing all cleaned out and replaced. And yeah, you know, I don't think I haven't walked around and looked at the other side yet. It's been 6 days since we cleaned this from that cotton you guys saw in the last video. We actually cleaned it twice. I lied. I cleaned it 3 times. The original video, I cleaned it again before the heat wave. My partner came and cleaned it during the heat wave, just to be sure, just to be safe. And so it looks I can actually see through it here, so it's not as bad as it usually is. But we have new filter on the way, so we'll be doing that. We might attempt to put new filter on without turning the miners on, because it's not affecting the miners. It's actually gonna make, when you have all this air getting sucked in and you're trying to put the filter up and the wind's trying to suck it in and there's only 2 guys, that's the problem. It's not the miners, you know, anything happening to the miners. It's the trying to lay the filter perfectly with 2 guys and screw it into place while it's trying to get sucked through the miners. So we'll see how we do. We might try it for like 3 seconds and say screw it and turn everything off. We'll see. So, but yeah, everything else is going great, guys. It's really excited. I have a lot going on. My phone is blowing up. And yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on. I'm really excited. And yeah, everything's going good. So if you're looking to get your ASIC hosted with these, you know, if you have some at home, get some new ones ordered, send me an email at contact@iowamining.io. It's up in the corner here. And let's talk. Let's see what your situation is. I'll give you some options, and we will go from there. So everyone, thank you for checking this out. You guys have a good day.